I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're talking about a wonderful book, a book that might just help you change the way you're a mother or a father to your children. It's called Parenting Using God as Your Mentor, and it's written by Elizabeth Len Wai. She embarks on a transformative journey and takes readers there, deepening their relationship with their children, drawing parallels to the divine connection that we share with God, our ultimate Father. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight, and we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her remarkable book. The links are below this interview. Elizabeth, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. It's nice to be there.
Great to have you on the show. We use the phrase all the time, our Father or God in heaven. So the the analogy has been there, but you've taken it a step further about how parents can take God's love and make it transformative in the way they parent, right?
Correct. Correct.
Give us a
That
little
was,
overview of your book.
it starts with the idea of becoming a parent,
Mhm.
and then it walks you through everything that you can anticipate. It talks about um, this being one of the greatest jobs in the world and all the benefits that are included in it. Um, it it parallels it encourages us to parallel our behavior with our children to that of God with us. And that is that He never stops loving us and He's always ready to forgive us when we mess up,
Mm.
but He is forever at our side. And that's what we're encouraging parents to do,
Yeah,
just to embrace it. It's so much fun. Parenting is challenging, but it's also a hoot.
yeah,
And I think God has a sense of humor. I
absolutely.
I think he laughs. I think he laughs at some of the things we do, just like we should learn to laugh at the things our children do.
Exactly. I think he's laughing a little bit when we parent her up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and the baby just won't stop crying. And that's when you actually show that same unconditional love that God gives us, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. And it also talks about the temper tantrums that we throw, that children throw, and how much we really don't change that much as we become adults. We expect things to happen our way in our time, and then we pitch a fit if it doesn't happen that way, and we get angry with God, and and we need to learn to trust that He knows what He's doing, just as we expect our children to trust that we know what we're doing. And that
Exactly.
there are reasons, there are reasons for everything.
Your book is also filled with some anecdotes about parenting, right?
Absolutely. One of the sections talks about the silly things that we say as parents and how children must perceive that. And I just put a few of them in there because I felt like the reader's own mind would immediately spin to things that their parents told them and things they've heard themselves tell their children. Um, Things like, don't make me stop this car. you know Children are misbehaving, and from a child's standpoint, the immediate question that goes through the child's mind is, so we're never going to get out of this car?
Exactly.
Or if you don't stop crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about. Obviously they had something to cry about, that's why they're crying.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And these lessons are intergenerational. They're good for parents too, no doubt, right?
Absolutely.
Grandparents, I should say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And grandparenting actually is, I refer to it in the book as your reward for surviving the teenage years.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, in many ways, it's a lot easier being a grandparent. One, you're more mature. So you've got the temperament and you've mellowed out over the years a little bit to handle it. I was a young dad at, 25 years old. And, by today's standard, that's still a kid. But you're
Right.
given this amazing responsibility at that age, and it can be difficult. I mean, I always enjoyed it. I loved being a dad. I found joy in my children, being close to them. But a lot of people do find it stressful at times. So I think that push to see the humor in situations that you have in your book is important.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And grandparents, one of the things about grandparents is so awesome is that grandparents have time. When you're raising your children, time is a precious commodity.
Mm,
And we're often rushed um, with work commitments and social commitments and all of these other things. But when a child is with their grandparent, they're the total focus.
yeah,
Grandmas and grandpas have time to sit and wait for a child to stumble through a storybook or
yeah.
uh, to answer silly questions, like, so when the sun goes down, where does it go?
Exactly. Yeah, the ultimate wealth really is time. And that's what parents and grandparents have plenty of, fortunately, for the grandchildren, so they can be more patient, they can be more nurturing. Mom and dad become mom and dads right at the heart of their career nowadays.
Right.
So their
Right.
money earning years, their stressful years at work are all happening in their late 20s and 30s, and that often coincides with parenting.
Correct. You're absolutely right.
Tell me
Yes.
what it was. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, grandparents are really key, and I don't think a lot of parents recognize that. I mean, they can not only be a release for the parents when the parents are all stressed out. Um,
Mm,
Sending the child to the grandparents is a good relief for them, and it's an amazing bridge between generations.
yeah.
It helps the child learns a lot about taking it slow, being patient. They learn that grandma and grandpa don't move quite so fast, or they might have to repeat something, but it's okay
Right.
because as little children, they don't move all that fast. And, and they sometimes feel like they're being drug along. So grandparents offer a lot of amazing things to a child, and children that have the opportunity to enjoy grandparents and to spend time with them, they're
Mhm.
blessed, and so are the
Yeah.
grandparents.
Oh, it's such a gift to the grandparents. I mean, what's a chore to a mom and dad is a total gift to a grandparent. You
Right.
know,
Well, and
you,
and they just send them back.
yeah,
you
exactly.
know.
You get them when they're tired or their diapers are too dirty, you can always send them home. That's for sure, without a doubt. But
Uh,
yeah, it's such a gift. You get a call from your daughter-in-law, your son-in-law, your son or your daughter, and say, "Hey, could you pick up Johnny after school?" It's like, woohoo, yes, right?
yeah, no
Yeah,
kidding.
wonderful.
And
Now, rumor has it you're not only a grandmother, but you're a great grandmother as well, right?
now I
Yeah,
am a great grandmother.
right.
My great granddaughters, I have a great granddaughter who now has two children. We got the second one April 15th, actually.
So you're a great great grandmother now?
Absolutely.
Wow, I can't
What a
believe that.
5 generations. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And now you've written a book on parenting, and you certainly know a lot about intergenerational parenting from your life experience, which is great.
Well, and I had an added blessing because there were times when I was growing up that we had multiple generations living together.
Mm,
And um, I got the opportunity to experience that. And we don't see it in our culture very much.
yeah.
We see it a lot in Asian cultures
Hmm.
where multiple generations, live in the same house. And that's an amazing, amazing um, situation. And everybody benefits.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. That is a win-win situation that is great for the elderly people. It's great for the children. It's great for the parents. Mom and dad can have date night
Right.
occasionally. The children get to learn from somebody who's a different generation, and you just have a different world experience having grown up in a different era.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And the one of the most important things to me is the fact that the awareness that children learn a great deal of what they learn about being a parent and being a man or being a woman from watching how the
Mm.
parents behave, how they behave with one another, how they behave with their parents. Um, Teaches the child how we're to treat our elders, um, how we're to interact with one another, and
Mm.
what we can expect from it.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people say one thing and do something else, and then they can't understand why the child is not becoming what they thought they should be. And really, it's they're saying they're becoming what they've seen
Right.
in a lot
They're
of ways.
becoming the mixed messages that they're receiving, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What was it like writing the book for you?
It was amazing. It gave me an opportunity to relive time spent with my grandchildren and great grandchildren. Um, my great grandchildren and some of my great grandchildren live close by, and now my great great grandchildren live close by, and it gave me an opportunity to revisit things like going over to to watch the children so the parents could do something, and we did the thing that parents don't normally allow. We tore all the cushions off the couch and we built a fort, and we covered
Wow.
it with blankets, and we played inside of it, and
It
and
sounds
so
great.
just a flood of memories came back, and I actually spoke with my grandchildren too and my great grandkids and asked them questions. What do you think's important?
Yeah.
And so we got to talk about that, and and I learned a great deal about how they perceive me
Right.
as a grandmother.
Exactly, exactly. Well, it's wonderful. I'm glad you got such a large, beautiful family. It is a blessing indeed. And I'm glad you're sharing the blessings of your wisdom with others in this informative book. It's called Parenting Using God as Your Mentor. It takes you on a transformative journey that'll deepen your relationship with your children, and it draws parallels to the relationship that we have with the ultimate Father, God the Father. It's an amazing book. You will just love it. You'll smile. It'll touch your heart, and you will learn, which is great as well. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan, for inviting me. It's been my pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.